Hello and welcome to a special outdoor edition of Around the Best Town. I'm your mayor, your host, John McCormac. I'm here with Bill Brandenburg, our concert promoter, who's been working with us for a long time now. And we're here to talk about the 2021 concert series. And we're on the stage where the concerts are all going to be held this year at Woodbridge High School. It's something we did last year because of the pandemic. We're repeating it this year. All of our other venues are just too small to achieve any kind of proper social distancing. So once again, Bill, all the shows are here, and you see the boxes already painted, and it's we're looking forward to a great year.
We're ready to roll. Everybody loved the boxes last year.
They did.
They get their own little real estate staked out, and everybody said keep doing it regardless of the pandemic.
And where else can you get free box seats for a concert? It's
true.
Perfect. So let's start with Mondays, and we're going to primarily focus on Wednesdays and Sundays since you're here. They're your specialties. Monday is Golden Oldies. We've been doing Golden Oldies on Mondays since I think about 1999. In order, Jesse Garon's tribute to Elvis on June 21st, followed by the Mahoney Brothers, the Drifters, Shirley Alston Reeves, a Johnny Maestro tribute band, the Cameos, the Coasters, the Capris, Shadows of the 60s, Bobby Brooks Wilson, and we always close with the Infernos, the best house band in New Jersey. Tuesday, or I guess we started Tuesdays about 8 or 10 so years ago. That is the 70s and 80s tribute bands. Starting June 29th, Best of the Eagles, and then Real Diamond, which of course you can imagine is a Neil Diamond cover. Frontiers is a Journey cover. Starman is a David Bowie cover. Forever Ray is a Ray Charles cover. Green River is a Creedence Clearwater Revival cover. Beatlemania, you can figure that one out on your own. The Blue Meanies is a Monkees cover. Forever Simon and Garfunkel, you can figure that one out. And Saints in the City, which covers my favorite band of all time, Bruce Springsteen. So now, here's where you come in. You're the music expert. You've been doing this 10 years?
This will be our 12th summer of Wednesdays.
12th summer, okay. So yeah, we started Woodbridge with music on Main, right? We did it outdoors.
2009 was our indoor concerts, and then 2010.
Right. We did that at church, and then we did Israel Middle a couple.
Right, and then in 2010 we started the outdoor Wednesday series.
So this is the 12th year we're doing this. That's amazing. So let me start. June 23rd, Richard Thompson. He's incredibly popular and famous, and he played here a few years ago. Tell me about him.
He played here last year. It was a stroke.
Was it last year?
Yeah. Stroke of luck that we got him. We had a very last minute cancellation, and he was here playing with Zara Phillips, who was the act that I booked, who was within our budget, and he was just backing her on guitar. They worked together. He produced her CD, and I got the cancellation at that show. And I said, Richard, we got a cancellation next Wednesday. You interested? And he did it, which was shocking.
And people were amazed we had Richard Thompson.
And it was 1 week's notice. So we had no time to promote it, and we still had a massive turnout because of who he is.
And now he kicks it off, so it'll be great for us to publicize
kick off this
the whole year.
He has a song. Time magazine put his song on one of the best 100 songs of the last 100 years.
Oh, really?
1952, Vincent Black Lightning. And Rolling Stone magazine has him on the list of 100 greatest guitarists of all time.
Wow.
So he has a serious following, and we're kicking off the series with that.
We follow up with Tristan McIntosh. Tell me about her.
She actually, in 2015, came in 6th place on American Idol when she was 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
And we had her 2 summers ago doing her Linda Ronstadt tribute show.
Oh, that's who that is. Okay.
And we were
That was in Parker Press on Sunday.
That was in Parker Press Park on a Sunday.
Amazing.
She was
terrific.
Great. And I wanted to bring her back last year. And of course, last year we had all cancellations because of the pandemic. And
well, she canceled because she's coming from Tennessee.
She's not local. Yeah, she's in Tennessee.
Yeah, and they were quarantined worse than we were.
They couldn't come. They couldn't travel. So when I wanted to bring her back this year, her manager and agent really want her to be doing her material because she's putting out her own CD. And I said, well, I'm happy to have her doing her material because she's amazing. What a vocalist. But our audience needs the Linda Ronstadt show too, so she's coming twice.
Oh, great. Okay.
So on a Wednesday, she'll be doing her material, and on a Sunday at the end of the season, she'll be coming back to do Linda Ronstadt.
Great. July 7th, the guy I've seen before, I don't think he's terrific, Raul Malo.
Raul Malo, one of our favorites.
He's just, I don't know, I never heard of him. I mean, he's the Mavericks, I guess, back in the 60s.
More in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, is he that long? Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's what I know about music, not much.
The Mavericks won a Grammy for Best New Country Duo, or Best country duo or group. He's the lead singer of the Mavericks, and he also does a lot of solo work where he performs solo or duo. So we have him coming here.
And he's a name. People recognize that name.
Also, we're going to have a massive crowd for that. One of the best male vocalists on the planet.
Wow.
His voice is sometimes compared to Roy Orbison.
Wow.
A real clear as a bell, ringing voice.
The next week, I should say that June 23rd, Richard Thompson, June 30th, Tristan McIntosh, July 7th, Raul Malo, July 14th, Crystal Bowersox.
Who also has been here before. She was a runner-up on American Idol in 2009. I actually thought she should have won American Idol that year. And she has a country-ish, kind of country and pop and folk music career. She's doing very well. And we had her here in the middle school a few years ago.
Okay.
Very popular. A really good songwriter, good singer.
Great.
So that'll be a fun show as well.
Another band I've heard of that they've played here, July 21st, Maida The Cornerstones.
Reggae band.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's from Senegal in West Africa, and his band, there's a person from Japan in his band, a couple of South Americans, someone from Ivory Coast in West Africa, but they're based in Brooklyn, so the commute isn't so bad. Really fine reggae band. I mean, he's played with some reggae greats, Damian Marley, and it just goes on and on and on. He's in France, he's a big deal. 5,000 people come to see them when they play in France. So we're going to have them here for free for the people of Woodbridge and surrounding areas.
Not bad, not bad. July 28th, Nella.
Nella, full name Nella Rojas, she won the Grammy, the Latin Grammy for Best New Artist in 2019.
Wow.
She actually had a song.
She's playing Woodbridge.
She's playing Woodbridge,
wow.
Yeah. She had a song, she's from Venezuela, and she had a song in a Javier Bardem, Penelope Cruz movie. I forget the title of the movie, but her song was featured in their movie, and then she won the Latin Grammy.
Wow.
So, beautiful singer.
August 4th, Screaming Orphans.
Screaming Orphans are from Donegal in Ireland.
Oh, okay, now you're talking.
Yeah,
now you're talking.
They actually won Best Celtic Rock Band at the Irish Music Awards several years back. That's four sisters, the Diver sisters.
Okay.
Very
First
talented.
time playing here?
First time. We had them booked last year. They were one of our cancellations last year because they're from Ireland.
Right, right.
They couldn't get here. So of our 11 shows last year, I think 9 of them we had to switch out very last minute because one after another, we can't get there, we can't get there. This year with the vaccine and all, things are loosening up and people are able to get around better.
Right. August 11th, The Sea, and Bandits on the Run.
The Sea is a folk duo. We had them here about 6 or 7 years ago. Beautiful harmonies, a guy and a girl, husband and wife. They have beautiful harmonies, beautiful songwriters, and they're going to do a 50-minute set because this is a co-bill, it's not an opening act scenario. And the other 50-minute set will be Bandits on the Run, a New York-based trio, also really big on harmonies. They were here last year. Okay. They're one of the groups from last year we're bringing back. Beautiful harmonies, both of those acts.
August 18th, Savory Brown.
Savoy Brown. They're...
Uh-oh, we got a typo. Check that, folks. We have a typo.
That is a typo.
I would not have known that. I checked this thing, like proof it and proof it and proof it, and I would have known that was a typo.
They didn't send this to me to proofread this year. That's the first time that they didn't do that. But yes, Savoy Brown,
oh boy.
They were big in the blues explosion in England in the late 60s when the Yardbirds came out and John Mayall. Savoy Brown was one of the big blues acts at that time, and they have stayed together putting out albums. They've had turnover within the band. The main guy, Kim Simmons, is the lead guitarist, but they have continued to put out albums and to tour non-stop since the late 60s.
And we haven't had that many blues acts over the years, or have we really?
I usually have one a year.
Yeah,
one real blues act every year.
August 25th, Honey Island Swamp Band. No typos?
No,
good.
Yeah, that is their name. They're from New Orleans, but they met in San Francisco. They were all displaced by Hurricane Katrina, and they randomly, before they knew each other, all ended up in San Francisco. And oh, you're from New Orleans? I'm from New Orleans. Oh, my friend's here from New Orleans. They formed a band out there and started playing gigs to survive. Wow. And then when New Orleans got settled again and they could go back, they went back and said, hey, let's keep this going. So they're a product of Hurricane Katrina.
And our last Wednesday night band, September 1st, Willie Nile Band. That's a group that people in Woodbridge are familiar with.
This I think will be his 6th time playing Woodbridge. He's a Woodbridge favorite. For people not familiar with him, he's kind of in the vein of Bruce Springsteen. He has his electric side and his acoustic side, and a great songwriter. Years ago, back in the 80s, he toured the country as the opening act for The Who.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, played like 50 gigs opening for The Who. So yeah, that'll also be a very well attended show. He's very popular with our audience.
That's a great diverse lineup of blues and jazz and reggae and you name it on Wednesday nights. Sounds like I had a really good year coming up. Just want to mention our sponsors. Our main sponsor, as always, is Sansone's Route 1 Auto Mall. We also have the Club at Woodbridge and the Woodbridge Community Center as sponsors, so we like to promote our own businesses as well. So let me just give you the Local Band Thursdays real quick. Now, Local Band Thursdays we started 6-7 years ago, as a way to get the bands that would play Moby Dicks or they'd play Riffies, former Riffies, those kind of places. June 24th it starts, Dead Cowboys. July 1st, Moonlight Mile. July 8th, Kickback Band. July 15th, The Recalibrators. July 22nd, Shaw Man. That's a guy I grew up with in the Terrace. That Ronnie Beaton that plays
Santana tribute, yeah.
July
very good.
29th, Shore Sounds. August 5th, Uncle Pico's. August 12th, 9 South. They play every year in our concert series. They're really good.
Excellent band.
August 19th, 7 Stone, same thing. A good local band that plays all over. And August 26th, Marty and the Martians. Marty Mayo is a Hazelland guy. So we like to have the Local Band Thursdays as some connection to Woodbridge for all of them. They don't all have to live here. If some came from here, started here, still live here, family lives here, whatever, we try to get that kind of connection. So now let's talk about Sundays. There are 10 Sunday shows starting June 27th. The first one I'm a big fan of. They played last year here. No, did they? They played in Curtains, outside Curtains.
They played
Steel,
twice
sorry.
last year. They did play here,
twice, right? Okay.
And they played at Curtains, and they played Parker Press Park the year before last year.
Right, they're way too big for Parker Press Park. Now they just have a huge following.
Yeah, they're big in New Jersey. As a matter
they're a country. Tell me about them.
Yeah, they're a southern rock band. The Outlaws, Leonard Skinner, Almond Brothers, that type of stuff. But a real good local band. I think. Yeah, this will be their 4th time playing Woodbridge, and because they're local, they're wildly popular around here, so we'll get a really big turnout.
And Hank Hart is the past exalted ruler of the Woodbridge Elks, a great organization, and he's one of their promoters, managers.
He does their sound, yeah, he's their sound man, and he also is involved with promoting them and everything Southern Steel and everything Outlaws. He's the head of the
I was going to say
the Outlaw fan club.
The Outlaws, we came close to getting them last year, but the virus killed it.
Yeah.
They were going to play at the Summerfest.
The Merle Park.
Yeah, Merle Park. Yeah. The year before we had Max Weinberg, we had a Bon Jovi tribute band, we had who else? I forget all of them. We had an older band, we had a kids band, So we were going to get the Outlaws last year for Merle Park in the Summerfest, which would have been our 351st anniversary, but that couldn't happen, and it also can't happen this year because it's just too many people. You can't possibly social distance that many people in Merle Park and have that kind of event.
No, we had many thousands at that first event.
Right. Next up, a band I like, and I don't know much about Zach Brown, but ZBTB. They were a really good band the first time they played here.
I think they played here 3 years in a row, and then they broke up.
Right.
So we didn't get them for 2 years, and then I got an email from one. Hey, we got the band back together. 1 or 2 people were replaced. And so last year we had them back again, and they're coming back again this year. And Zach Brown does Zach Brown song, the real Zach Brown, does original material, but he's known for doing a lot of interesting covers that you wouldn't think. He's country-ish, country rock, but he covers Metallica, and he covers Van Morrison, and he covers Led Zeppelin, but he's a country band, so a really good band.
So ZBTB, do they cover what he covers?
They do what he does in concert. So they do his songs that he does in concert, and they do the covers that Zach Brown does. So they do Metallica, and they do Van Morrison and stuff like that. Really good band, real popular with our audience.
July 18th, a band I remember seeing growing up in college at the Colonel's Garter, and I'm trying to think of the other places up and down Route 35 there. They were called Kinderhook Creek back then.
Right.
Now it's just Kinderhook. and they are just an enjoyable listen. I mean, I don't know the words, I don't know the songs, but I just like listening to them.
They do mostly original country rock songs, right. And they were very close to going big time, you know, back in, I'm going to say maybe the late 80s. They opened up for some big bands like Poco and bands like that, and they were on the verge, and they never quite got over the hump. They were regionally very big, and then they disappeared for 10 or 15 years. Yeah, and then maybe about 10 years ago they started gigging again. So we've had them several times. Right,
and they have a following. They have a huge mailing list. I see people once a year at that show, and only that show. We do 52 shows, and there's people that come just for Kinderhook.
Yeah, and there are people who were following them since the 80s.
yeah. Well, one of my really good friends I see once a year. He's not doesn't live here local anymore, but he comes all the time for that, and I can guarantee I'll see him here.
Yeah.
And we used to, who did we see else? There was Cowtown.
Another local
there was a band
country
called
rock
Home.
Band. Home, yeah.
HOLME.
They played DJs. They were the house band of DJs.
Yeah. And didn't they have the Parkway symbol, blue, green and yellow?
Yep, that
and
was
who else
their logo.
Played? The Good Rats, Zaffy's. Now I'm trying to remember all those places. A place called Zaffy's on Stelton Road in Piscataway, or maybe Edison.
Yep.
Edison border with Piscataway.
Next to the bowling alley.
Yeah. We used to go see all those kind of bands.
Yeah, there was quite a scene back then. For local bands doing sometimes original music and sometimes covers.
That's why my whole generation is hard of hearing. So anyway, July 25th, the Guthrie Brothers, who normally play Simon and Garfunkel, but they're here playing. Go ahead.
We have a Simon and Garfunkel band coming on the Tuesday. That's a full band. And the Guthrie Brothers, who our audience loves and have done Simon and Garfunkel here for several years, 4 or 5 times, but they have a new show that's a tribute to duos. And it's Peter and Gordon and Brewer and Shipley and the Everly Brothers and some Simon and Garfunkel and Hall & Oates. And all the famous duos you can think of, they do the Righteous Brothers. They do a couple of songs from all these different duos.
Looking forward to that one then.
Yeah, they're great harmonies, really good musicians. So they're coming back to do their new show, and we have a different Simon and Garfunkel show.
Right. Next up, August 1st, live at the Fillmore.
Almond Brothers tribute. Yeah,
they're
from the Trenton area, Trenton and Hamilton. Excellent band, really. They do the Almond Brothers, Close Your Eyes, and it's like, holy cow, it sounds like the Almond Brothers. They're doing just the Almond Brothers. Actually, it's early Almond Brothers. It's live at the Fillmore. The Almond Brothers recorded probably one of their most famous albums, live at the Fillmore, double live album, and they play songs from that era. So it's not that's early 70s.
Okay. Laurel Canyon, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Those are actually 3 somewhat big-time guys. One of them is a Grammy winner, and this is like a little side project they have. Great harmonies. They really nail the Crosby, Stills and Nash harmonies. So they're a trio, and this is going to be their first time playing in Woodbridge.
August 15th, the Pirate Flag, a Kenny Chesney tribute. Now that ought to be incredibly popular.
They're from Florida, and we tried to get them last year too, and they had to pull out because they're from Florida. Every summer they play the casinos in Connecticut. And so I just had to wait until they booked themselves in Connecticut and then say, hey, we're not that far from Connecticut if you want another gig, because we're not paying them what the casinos are paying them.
Sure.
So we worked it out this year. And,
but if they travel this far, they will easily do that extra show for less than normal because they're already here, they're already in the hotels, they got their gear.
The travel's already accounted for going to Connecticut. So if they can pick up a few other gigs while they're up here, it makes the trip more worthwhile.
So how do you, you're known now as the Woodbridge promoter, so these other agents and groups just know to call you when they're in the area, they know you're booking. We have 52 shows, you don't book Mondays, and we book Thursdays, but you book 30, you book 3 nights of 10 shows.
Right.
So you just get these calls, these emails, these texts, hey.
It's I get asked this question a lot by our audience members, how do you find these bands? And that's actually a complicated answer because I read music magazines, I watch videos, but from having booked so many shows over the years, some of the agents do know that, this kind of band might interest Bill, so they will send me, hey, Bill, I have this new band that you might like, and they're coming to the Northeast in July. So they reach out to me, I reach out to them. People in the audience give me suggestions. Bill, have you ever heard the Honey Island Swamp Band? Somebody in our audience a few years ago said, Bill, you'd love this band. You know, they're right up your alley. And I checked them out, and I was like, wow, yes, I love them. So they're coming here this summer. So it's a combination of all these things. I'm very big on reading. Anytime I see an article that says the 20 best new blues players, the 20 best new folk singers, the 20, you know, anything in Rolling Stone magazine or No Depression magazine, any of the music magazines, if I see the best new anything, I read that. Mm-hmm. And some of them, I check them out, and they're not my cup of tea, but every now and then I'm like, whoa, listen to this. This is something that, would interest us.
And I get a lot of emails from people just randomly. They send it to the mayor's office. How do they know where to send it to? So I'll get all these emails, and I don't know what I'm looking at, and I can't tell a good band from not so good band. If they play Thunder Road, they're a good band, But I send them off to you, or I send them to Brian, and Brian sends them to you. But have you ever booked a band or a group from a random email?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Yeah. Because we're somewhat well established now, we do 50 concerts. There's not a musician in the tri-state area that isn't aware of us. Because 50 concerts is a lot of concerts.
I know we're known publicly in this as the concert capital. We really are the concert capital in New Jersey. But we're that well known in the industry, is what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. When you do that many concerts, the word gets out. And I book a musician here, and they tell their musician friends, "Oh, we played this cool place in Woodbridge. It was a nice crowd. Sound was good. They treated us well." So the word gets out. I get emails frequently from bands themselves, the lead singer or the drummer who handles the bookings for the band, and I look at every one. Because you never know when you're going to find that wow. Most are like, oh, they're good, but not what I'm looking for, or they're okay, but they don't fit what we're doing. But every now and then you get that wow. These guys are good. So I have booked several bands that just reached out to me, a cold call, and or send something to you or Brian and forward it to me, and I look at it and say, oh, this fits perfectly what we're doing. So that does happen.
So they must like the amenities here too, because it's a big, wide open field. It's got a great stage that we've had for a long time. Food, we have a bar come and sell beer, wine, and coolers, and not liquor, but and restroom facilities and plenty of parking.
It's a nice setup, and we feed them well.
I was going to say, we get not just bagels or whoever to provide dinner for them.
Strawberries provides pizza. Dinner one night. Olive Garden provides dinner one night. Your bar down on Route 9.
Miller's Ale House.
Miller's Ale House. They provide dinner.
Not my bar down on Route 9.
Well, you know the guy.
Yeah.
So we feed them well. We provide them with a great audience. The ones who sell CDs, that's mostly the original bands more than the tribute bands. They sell a lot of CDs with our audience and T-shirts and stuff like that. So they feel well loved when they come to Woodbridge.
Yeah, I think they play better or longer or more into it.
I've had more than one artist say, this is one of the best sound systems that we've played. Mike Stern said, Mike Stern is a world famous jazz guitarist, and he told us your sound guy is the best sound guy I ever worked with. And he's played Carnegie Hall and Lincoln Center, and he's played everywhere.
And whoever we had on sound that night was that good.
Yeah, Joe Who did the sound for that.
Well, Joe, it's amazing. He just walks around with a pad, his little tablet. And he can coordinate the whole thing just walking around on something smaller than this.
Yep. And sometimes I'm looking for him, and I'm like, usually a sound guy is plopped right in the middle, at their soundboard, and you always know where they are. They're always right there. But he wanders around because he does everything from an iPad.
Well, he goes to check the sound in different spaces.
Wants to see what it sounds like out there and over here. Yeah, he does.
I remember the first show last year we set up in the corner for some reason. I don't know why, but then everybody was complaining because the sound went that way, echoed off the building, and in the back it was a big echo. And I remember going back there and saying, they're right.
Everybody.
So we canned that after that one time.
Right, one show we did like that, maybe 1 or 2 shows.
I don't remember
maybe.
why we did it. I mean, it was right before in the pandemic, I think.
It was our first show in the pandemic world, and we just thought that we could distance better if we, if we angled the stage. And sound-wise, it didn't work out, so we moved back to our original spot. Much better sound-wise.
Let me finish up the Sundays. We said, we're going to August 22nd now, Dead Grass, which is a Grateful Dead tribute band.
They do Grateful Dead bluegrass style. We had them last year for the first time, and they're also very popular. So we're having them back for the second time this year.
All right, and then August 29th, Panama Dead, and I'm going to show my ignorance, NRPS.
New Riders of the Purple Sage.
Okay.
Yeah, also a country rock band, in the same vein as the Grateful Dead. It's that country bluegrass, kind of a sound.
And they'll just cover them, or
they'll just do New Riders songs, which New Riders have a lot of songs that are well known.
I'm not very familiar with them. I've heard them, but not very familiar. I couldn't even name a song they do, but.
Yeah, well, like the Grateful Dead, they have a big following who all know their songs intimately. But, the average person on the street can't really name too many Grateful Dead songs or New Rider songs.
Right.
But they have large followings.
And the last show is, we set up before, the Linda Ronstadt Experience with Bowersox, was it?
No,
Tristan
McIntosh.
Yes. Whatever, okay. You close your eyes and you're listening to Linda Ronstadt. And if I remember from 2 years ago.
Yep.
Was it raining that night?
She was 18 years old. No, that wasn't her show.
All right.
She was, I think she was 19 years old when we had her 2 years ago. And it was jaw-dropping.
Yeah, it was
People in the
ridiculous.
audience were like, holy cow, she's just a kid and she sounds just like Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt has a powerful voice.
Right.
And this young woman just nailed it. So now she's 21 years old, so she can have a beer. And she's going to finish off the Sunday on September 5th.
Final show. So we go from June 21st with Elvis. We finish up September 5th is the last one with Linda Ronstadt. Cover, and then we might go later with rainouts because we don't do Fridays and Saturdays usually, so you have to wait for an off night or something. We can book another show.
Yeah, usually whenever we get a rainout, we just roll it into September.
Right.
So we'll probably go to the middle of September with the rainouts.
All right, folks, well, you just heard about the Summer Concerts 2021, sponsored by Sansone's Route 1 Auto Mall, as well as the club at Woodbridge and the Woodbridge Community Center. We are expecting probably the best turnout we've had. People have been cooped up for so long, and they need to get out. It's safe here. The boxes are set up. They're distant. There's going to be plenty of food. There's going to be plenty of drinks. We're asking people not to bring your own, because I'll just say real quick, when the people that bring all the food and bring all the drinks and everything and come out and see people bringing their own, it's very frustrating. We want to make sure they get enough sales to make them want to come back. So I'm just saying now this is going to be the best. The lineup is the best ever. The reason for coming out is strong, so we're going to have a fantastic year, and I want to thank you, Bill, for all your great efforts working for us and booking a fantastic lineup of shows.
It's a labor of love. Thank you.
Yes, it is. Thank you for watching, folks.